Hi, everybody. Good afternoon.
Hey, hi everybody. Dr. Brenda Hasselbrock here with the Wellness Way in Houston Memorial, along with
Dr. Hyde.
Sorry we've been MIA, but we're back.
Yeah.
So we have an interesting topic today, and we're going to be talking about starches and some that are better for you and some that are worse for you. So Dr. Hyde's going to start off giving you some kind of scientific background, and then we'll do a product spotlight today. So thanks.
Yeah. So a lot of people, you may or may not know, a lot of the carbohydrates in your diet are made up of starches. So starches are long chains of glucose for different types of sugars, and they're in different things like grains and potatoes and different types of foods. And a lot of people are like, no, get all the carbs and the starches out of my diet. They're horrible. I'm trying to lose weight.
Especially paleo and keto and all that.
The very low carb diets too.
Exactly.
But they actually can be really beneficial. So that's what we want to talk about today. So the starches, there's like different types of starches, and there's something that I want to talk about called resistant starches. Oh, hi Diana.
Hi Diana.
So the resistant starches kind of function like the fiber in our diet. They're like, yeah, we need so much fiber in our diet. We also need some of the resistant starches too, because they have some really good health benefits. That's included in improving insulin sensitivity, so your body responds better to insulin levels. It'll lower blood sugar levels. It can help with appetite and even weight loss.
How cool is that?
I know. Potatoes for weight loss. I'm about it. There's actually 4 different types where, depending on where you can find them. Type 1 is in a lot of grains and seeds and like legumes. And type 2 is in like raw potatoes and like the really green bananas that are very ripe. Type 3 is the one we really want to talk about with potatoes. After you cook them, then they go cold. And that deals with something called retrogradation.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Yeah, so it happens with, so all the cell starches are packed in like little granules, like little boxes in the cells, and they've got lots of layers on them. And whenever you cook them, the layers swell up from the water, and then eventually they burst and release all the glucose out. And then after they get cooled down, the glucose molecules can actually recrystallize and come back together. So that way, whenever you eat the cold potatoes or something like that, then it doesn't have as much glucose that is expelled when you digest. It also takes a lot longer to digest. And then type 4 is a man-made chemical process one, so we're just going to stay away from that one altogether. So they're not all made the same.
Yeah, man-made is usually never the best.
Full of chemicals and badness. So the one awesome thing about how this resistant starch works is it actually helps feed your good bacteria in your body. Yeah, so we've got all this lots of good bacteria all throughout the intestines. So we want that there.
It should be there.
It should be there.
Right.
So whenever we eat food, these bacteria help break it down and they'll ferment things. But I don't know if you guys have heard of prebiotics as opposed to probiotics. So probiotics is more of the good bacteria. Prebiotics helps feed that good bacteria.
So that sounds like a really good thing that we would.
Yeah, because we need them to function at 100%.
So feed our good stuff.
Feed the good stuff, and that's exactly how resistant starch works. So it doesn't get absorbed right away. It takes a lot longer to break down, so it goes a lot longer through the intestines, and then it helps feed the good bacteria. So then they can break it down, and they can make different short-chain fatty acids, specifically butyrate, and that's one of the ones that we test for in our stool samples.
Yes.
So that one's really important for anti-inflammation and helping the whole digestive system work how it's supposed to.
Yeah.
So if you have more happy of the good bacteria, they can make the short-chain fatty acids the way that they need to, and your body can utilize it. So that can help people who have things like ulcerative colitis and Crohn's, a lot of other inflammatory bowel diseases too.
Yes. And it's nice because that's one of the markers that we have on our stool tests. So it measures the good bacteria. Do you have enough? Do you not have enough? It measures the butyrate, the short-chain fatty acids. So I love our test. Very comprehensive. Yeah.
So another good thing with the resistant starches is they can help improve insulin sensitivity, which will help lower your blood sugars after meals. And there's this phenomenon called the second meal effect. So if you have a lot of the resistant starches at breakfast, then whenever you have lunch, you have less of a blood sugar spike. Cool. So less of a crash throughout the day too.
Very cool.
Very cool. And then other favorite item is they have less calories. So a regular, the carbohydrates, are 4 calories per gram. The resistant starches are 2. So you feel fuller longer while having less calories, which is part of the weight loss aspect of it. So people just have some of the potatoes until they feel full. Then they don't have to eat as much, and it's a better nutritious for the gut bacteria, and then you just don't have as many calories.
Super.
So there's some good foods that are better for you for the resistant starches that Dr. Brenda would like to tell you about.
You ready for me?
Yes.
Okay, so our spotlight resistant starch for today is potatoes. And we've got the 4th of July, the holiday coming up, and that's picnics and time with your family and stuff. So specifically, we're going to talk about potatoes, but potato salad. So I can recall Dr. Patrick talking about the potato diet or potato diet book, and it's like, I've never heard of that. And it's a weight loss program. So after digging around a little bit, found some searched a little bit. So there is a book called The Potato Hack. This wasn't the original author. Tim Steele was not the original author, but he said that this whole potato thing, listen to this, that the potato hack was modeled after an 1849, 170 years ago, potato diet for people becoming too fat. We don't have any problems with that these days, huh?
No.
And dyspeptic, so lots of GI issues, right? So the diet was real simple. You just ate nothing but potatoes for a few days, like 3 to 5 days. All you had were potatoes.
So hard.
I know. 3 days of potatoes. So then they promised that the fat men would become as lean as they ought to be. That's nice. Okay, so 170 years later, guess what? We're fatter and sicker than ever before in history. Fatter and sicker than ever before in history. But the potato diet still works. So like Dr. Hyde was explaining, this resistant starch, it helps with inflammation. It helps with processing sugar, especially insulin. Insulin's the key that lets the sugar into our cells. But insulin resistance is a big deal, where the body's so overloaded with so much sugar that they just kind of, like, they have the keys to the hotel rooms and they're like a big bus of people come in, they can't handle it. So insulin resistance is a big deal today. This actually helps with the sensitivity of resistance of insulin, so it can work better. So let's see what else I want to tell you about that. This Tim Steele says the potato diet is the best diet pill ever invented. I've never heard a potato called a diet pill before, so that's kind of interesting. So short-term intervention, 3 to 5 days, nothing but potatoes. So as you were saying, it strengthens your immune system. It gives you all the energy that you need. You get great sleep when you're on this diet. And as a side effect, you lose weight. So for all the reasons that you just mentioned. Okay, so what they were noticing too back in 1849, 170 years ago, that anybody who had digestive complaints, the digestion improved greatly when they did the potato diet. So that's a big deal. Our modern science shows that diets high in fiber help with the intestine microbiome, like you were saying. So we have this natural forest of flora of bacteria in our body, and it's supposed to be there, and we need it. So this actually helps with that because, like you were saying, it helps to feed that bacteria, the good bacteria that we need. So that's awesome. Most people are lacking in that, and that's a big deal. So they said, here's what happens. So we wind up with all the initial diseases: GERD, IBS, IBD, SIBO. So irritable bowel syndrome, irritable bowel disease, small intestine bacterial overgrowth. So all of these things are digestive problems that are higher than ever before in history. I mean, they're massively increasing. So listen to the statistics on, I'm going to say today, but these stats are kind of old, but this is the best I could find. Prevalence of digestive problems in the United States, this is from 2010, 60 to 70 million people with digestive problems.
Not even surprised.
Not even surprised. For ambulatory care visits, 48 million visits a year. This was in 2010. You know it's gone up in the last 9 years, right? Hospitalizations, this is 2010 too. Almost 22 million hospitalizations a year for these digestive problems. And it might be as simple as doing the potato diet for 3 to 5 days. If that doesn't work, we can also do stool testing and see what's going on there. Mortality rate, this was 2009, over 245,000 deaths a year. 245,000 deaths. And the cost of these GI problems that are like so prevalent, over 141 billion. 141 billion with a B a year. And this was from 2004. So you know it's gotten worse since then. So now, one caveat about potato salad. If it's on your food allergy list, can't have it for now. Sorry.
So no potato diet for me
No
today.
potato diet for you today or until we retest your food allergies. So that's the only caveat. But if it's not on your food allergy list, if you're not allergic to it, it's a green light for you. If you're allergic to it, you absolutely have to stay away from it. So answer might be as simple as 3 days of potatoes. You don't need a book. It's pretty simple. You can get the book if you want to. But we're going to post. Oh, look. I made some potato salad. Doesn't it look good? It is good. Diana wants some. She's waiting until we get done here. I'm almost done, Diana. Then you can have some. We're going to post the recipe. This is the Wellness Way potato salad. So we have our own recipe. It's gluten-free. It's dairy-free. It's what else? It's all good stuff as long as you can have potatoes. So soon, yeah. So we just want to let you know this is going to be a great snack if you're traveling, if you're having people over, if you're going, to a picnic or something. Make potato salad and take it with you, or serve it at your house, because this is going to be something really good that you can eat. It's going to help you feel full. It's going to have less calories. It's going to give you good energy. It's going to sustain you. You're going to sleep good. So our spotlight resistant starch for the day.
Cold potatoes.
Cold potatoes. So if you have any questions, if you want to hear us talk about anything else, just put in the comments. We're going to put the link to the recipe and a little photo because it's really pretty. And we'll see you next time. Any party words?
Oh, our next inflammation talk. Yeah, that's what it'll be on July 9th at 5:30 here in the office. So if you want to learn a little bit more about inflammation or a little bit more about food allergies or just how you can do better for your body and your health, then definitely come. Bring a friend, share this video to your friends who might think that this is crazy, or they love potatoes too.
Yeah.
Everyone should just hear this, really.
Yeah, everybody should hear this because while it might sound crazy, doing what everybody else is doing, people are getting sicker. So, so join us here. We're going to post the Eventbrite link for the inflammation talk, and we'll also post the
recipe in the comments.
The recipe in the comment, and with the link to the Wellness Way, because we have a tab with recipes on it. So go check out our recipes on the Wellness Way, wellnessway.com.
And then we will be closed for 4th of July,
Yes.
but we'll be open on the 5th. So
Yes.
come on Friday morning, definitely get adjusted and get the rest of the weekend off right.
Yep. Thanks for joining us. See you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yeah.